Because you don't need 20 friends. You just need 3 motherfuckers and you can take over a country. Okay, that's what we're confused as Americans. We think we need all these motherfuckers. You give me 3 bad motherfuckers and you're finished. You understand me? You're fucking finished because we got each other.
The following program deals with a controversial subject. The theories expressed are not the only possible interpretation.
The viewer is invited to make a judgment based on all available information.
That is much better. Much better. What up, Yee? How you doing, brother?
Doing pretty good. I just realized I had my VPN on, so I had to turn that off. So,
Oh, nice.
I was like, why am I like skipping every? I was like, oh yeah, I was doing work from home this afternoon. I just forgot to disconnect. But,
well, we're short 2-man tonight because of a special event that is happening in Universal Studios, I believe it is. And that special event is these 3 guys. Hold on, let me take you into the Matrix really quick.
what's up, Alex?
These 3
Oh, congrats on the
guys.
purchase. Oh yeah, those 3 guys
are all hanging out together at the G.I. Joe release day event. I guess they're going to be playing like a movie. I think it might be the new release of, the issue that came out today. Those 3 guys also have a release of a new variant, so go check it out. G.I. Joe #1. You can find it on each one of their sites. Wanted, Clutch, and Leg each have sites. Go check them out. I think all the links are in the description. I'm pretty 90% sure, unless they're wrong for some reason. But yeah, pretty interesting, man. I want to see if Wanted posted anything.
But you should be following all 3 of those guys on Instagram anyways. And I'm pretty sure they all have links to their respective sites.
I wonder what it is. Let's look it up. G.I. Joe.
Oh, they're Blind Adam is saying they're playing the animated G.I. Joe from '86. That is sick.
And they're all going to be there, I guess. 87 says here, in celebration of the historic release of G.I. Joe, today Skybound Insiders, in collaboration with leading toy and game company Hasbro and Image, announced a November 13th Los Angeles screening of G.I. Joe the movie, alongside a signing of G.I. Joe 1 with writer Joshua Williamson. And I think Robert Kirkman's going to be there too. The artist might be there. Tom Riley. Yep, Tom Riley. Jordi Belair, the colorist, is going to be there. Wow, a private AMC City Walk screening of the 87 film will be followed by an exclusive Q&A discussing the launch of the new series.
Oh, they're showing the film? You said?
Yeah, the 87 movie, yeah. With this guy. With that motherfucker right there. That beast. Absolute fucking beast. I had to buy that thing, dude. Fuck it. Put it on later. Anyways. Yeah, so G.I. Joe 1 came out today, and we're definitely going to
review it.
You got it.
It was nice. I'm glad I read it then.
Yeah, fucking A, right? I got a couple things I want to talk about I saw on Instagram today. That were pretty cool. Shout out to everybody in the live chat. What's up? That sesh was amazing. I hope you guys enjoyed the session. I'm trying to be more proactive in the Discord now, and I just realized that I probably should be keeping a better eye on the song suggestion spot. So if you guys want to suggest any song for the Beyond Wednesdays playlist, which you guys can also listen to on Spotify, link is below. Go drop a link of that song in the Discord or under this video. I won't remember in the live chat, so it's useless to put it in the live chat. So, but yeah,
We'll
shout
tell
out
you
to
our
everyone at
initial
Discord.
opinions of that. If we like the song or not.
Yeah.
But,
If I
mean,
like the
we'll-
song, I'm definitely putting it on. So the
But-
playlist.
like, unless it like blows our minds like that, we probably won't remember it. I
Yeah.
won't remember it like 3 seconds from now, even if you tell me.
Yeah. All right, where is it? First sighting of these cute guys. The little
Oh,
Stray Dogs
nice.
plushies. So if you guys want in on this crowdfunding is up and running. I'll drop a link here in a second, but I didn't get to see these. Tony and Trish, I believe, posted these today. What they look like. They're really good quality, man.
yeah.
Backer Kit is the name of the place to go pledge. So
I'm gonna have to ask: are they dog safe chew toys?
bro, they should make chew toys for the next go round.
Right?
That's a great idea, bro. Put little squeakers in them.
Yeah.
Put little squeakers in their paws. And
Oh,
just
man, my dogs
let
are
our
going
dogs ripping
crazy
them
for-
up. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because I know sometimes they catch these shows, so I'll take somewhat credit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty dope. It's pretty good shit. So go check it out. It's on Backer Kit. We'll drop the link here in a second. Backer Kit. I never heard of Backer Kit. Well, I heard of them, but I never thought of them until recently. And that's until I saw this. Here we go. 13 days left if you guys want to get in on it, you guys.
13 days left. Oh man, that's less than 2 weeks.
There you go. Go enjoy. Show Trish and Tony some love. I think that
JSS oh, go ahead.
JSS Brooklyn?
Yeah, he's asking a question. Speaking of quality, is it true of the rumor and reports of I'll just start this. So when we talk about Absolute Batman 2,
Oh yeah.
paper quality is not up to par, supposedly.
That's a great question. We'll have
Allegedly.
to talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting. There is a comic, I believe, coming with it. All backers who pre-order the first 48 hours receive a trading card. And then I don't know if these are cards or... Oh, they'll be including standard trade paperback, a version signed by Trish and Tony with an awesome hand-drawn remark sketch. Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. There you go. Fun stuff. The Stray Dogs train continues. I hope one day it's going to be made into some adult cartoon or something. You know what I mean?
That'd be
If it
cool.
get- right? That would be a dope thing to do with it. We'll see. Who knows? We'll see.
Netflix
right.
miniseries
Yeah.
where they do the art.
Yeah. Clutch put this out today. Transformer issue 1 10th printing Decepticon and Autobot foil logo blanks are going to be his 10th printing exclusive. So
I like that idea actually. That's smart. Like you get the logo on the back, you can get your favorite Transformer or Decepticon on the front. I could see this idea being used repeatedly is I guess the the nicest way I could say it.
Well, it's kind of hard. Well, he could maybe do it with GI Joe, but it's, I don't know. We'll see. Somebody's probably gonna
Yeah.
steal it, yeah, and do this. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least he's only doing 500.
That makes it like even more enticing, right? With the limited number, like, because I mean, it's obvious that you're gonna put a one-of-one sketch, but then like you also have a book that's super limited on top of that. I think that just adds to it.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. I think it's just something cool
Ooh,
that's extra.
here's a hint for you, like hashtag dirty flippers. You could be the hashtag only blue label by just not getting a sketch
Yeah.
on it and submitting it.
Yeah.
You remember when
Dude,
people used to grade blank covers?
bro, I am starting to hear so many people tell me grading is done, man. It's dying. It's dead. It's people just they're gonna go back to the time where they want those really good books. But when that happens, I think to myself, okay, I agree. Like most new books don't need to be graded. There's certain things that you should do with new books, and one of them isn't grade every single one of them. You know what I mean? Anyways,
Right. Well, I mean, like, even if you take the example of like a hot incentive, right? It pops for, 200, 300, 400, 500 bucks, right? And then you decide, like, oh, I bought it at ratio price. Well, I'm going to take it, I'm going to send it out for grading. And then you wait all that time. And by the time you get it back, like, even if you fast track it, right? Or whatever, let's say you overnight it, which you wouldn't do that anyways, but you do that. And then by the time you have the first 98 on census and sell it, you're only selling it for the market high price of the, 500 bucks or whatever.
yeah.
Where you could have bypassed all that time waiting on grading and on the money that you could have gotten the same amount, and
But then
your profit would have been bigger, right?
But then I realized that grading isn't totally dead because you need it
Okay.
for monsters like this. A little
Yeah, I
sneak
saw that.
peek of tonight's market report. We got a comic only market report tonight because it's just a bunch of comics. Shout out to Wanted Comics. Drew at Wanted Comics goes and grades one of the rarest Scotty Young variants, baby variants. It gets an 8.0 on it. Puts it up on eBay for $1,700 or best offer, and it sells immediately.
Less than an hour, I think, right?
Yeah, less than an hour, dude.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's amazing.
Those are the type of things that make me like think to myself. He said it lasted 30 minutes. Those are the type of things that make me think to myself, these are the books you grade, you guys. Even if they're low grade, take a shot on a rare book, and you can. He said he got like $1,300 for this or something like that after fees and everything.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really want to know if Knife has 5 of those.
Yeah.
I mean, but honestly, like with the way that Texas has stuff in Dallas, like they have a lot of different shops that get a lot of different collections in, and then you also have my comic shop out there, and warehouse, or not warehouse, but Half Price Books is insane out there. Like their distribution centers there.
Shout out to Drew, who also is putting out a new Ohtani, a Putani. Gee, what a
Taking
name,
any
dude.
bets on how well this book will do or not do?
Oh, this book is gonna sell out in a fucking heartbeat.
So, taking any bets on how well this book will do?
Again, I get it. It's gonna sell out in a heartbeat. I don't know what it is about Murat Michaels and Pooh books. They're just as popular as Scotty Young books, man. It's crazy.
Did he say when it's gonna drop?
Dropping this week. So
It's smart too because it's leading up to Topps' release of the 50/50 boxes.
yeah.
That those went on sale like what, a month or two ago or something like that at this point, or when he hit 50/50.
Yep.
So a month.
So what was the deal with those? Because I saw Josh posted a sale screenshot of those on
So
eBay.
Topps is selling this Otani only set where it's 50 of his hitting cards and 50 of him stealing bases. And this releases out in December.
Set? Is it a set?
Put 2024 box.
There we go.
Yeah.
$475 for each. Does everybody get one of these box?
So these boxes went on sale for like $220 or something like that. I think it was like 220, 230. And it sold out within the day. Like not immediately, but it sold out within the day. And you have the chance they have 101 cards in there, like a bunch of 101 cards. And then you also have chances of getting like these Topps Dynasty cards where that's the MLB logo from his pants. They also took like pieces of his glove and something else, like maybe jersey or something like that. But they have those are the three biggest hits out of it.
Dude, that's a
These,
badass
like,
card right there. That's sick.
that is cool.
Image variations. I've never seen that. Look at that. That's a beautiful card.
That's what they should do for their variations.
Yeah.
Image variations. It's just like make them horizontal cards. Make them something. I mean, because sometimes it's
Yeah.
not super obvious.
Yeah, horizontal cards suck.
That too, though.
Fernando Tatis's rookie was a horizontal card, and it was decent because they chose a good pose for it, but still,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Anyways, there's a lot of crazy stuff on the market report tonight, including some stuff that we've got some firsthand information about that's going to be very, very interesting. But
Ken on base. I did pick up some Topps Chrome update, and I heard from Nate he bought a jumbo box. I tried to buy a jumbo box. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go back and buy a second one or add a second one to my cart. And as soon as I went back, it sold out. I was like, yo.
yeah,
So I
Yeah.
bought 2 hobby boxes.
yeah, that's the way it is, brother.
Yeah.
I think that is it for right now on the Instagram stuff. Let me make sure here. Oh. Have you ever seen this book? You ever heard of this book?
Starman?
Adventures of Starman? Bro, this is so cool. Shout out to fucking Rad on IG. Make sure you guys are following FKN_RAD on IG. He's always putting books like this up for sale. This is, I'm not sure yet. I got to find out. Chad, if you know, let me know. This is that Tesla Roadster that they shot into space. You remember that? And they gave out these books. You don't remember that they shot this into space?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
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 And they did a comic for it, and it's serial numbered. Now it looks like there's a ton of them. I don't know if this is right. I mean, that's what, 6 digits right there. So there could be 999,000 of them. So I don't know, but I've never seen it before. And it says here, fucking Rad says, okay, here's the future very expensive book. See other things Tesla. This is sold out first printing, each serial numbered on the front. Only the second printings are on eBay. They give you one of the second printings at some Tesla dealers when you buy a vehicle. I will have a couple of the first printing serialized numbers for sale. Now, I don't know where these come from. Where the fuck do these come from? Does anybody
So
know?
they're coming from. So they're coming from the Tesla stores.
I don't know about the first prints. The Adventures, Starman, comic. Oh, I'm on eBay. Wait, no, wait. Yeah, I'm on the right place. Okay. Look at all that freaking shit. Relive the glory of Elon Musk's SpaceX launch of the Falcon Heavy. This is the perfect gift for you and Elon Musk. One standard copy. So, wow. The Adventures of Starman relives the incredible moments of the SpaceX Falcon Heavy launch where Elon Musk set his Tesla Roadster and Starman into the space. The Adventures of Starman is limited to 5,000 copies, so get yours before they're gone. That's pretty fucking cool.
Nice.
I don't know if that's the same one that he has. I don't know if this is the first print or the second print. But
Well, it sounded like the ones that are serialized numbers on the front are first prints.
so it looks like you could only get them. I mean, they're gone. They're all gone.
Yeah, yeah. I would assume they're gone from.
Yeah,
It was like
they're
a
all gone.
3-part series.
Yeah, it's a 5-part series.
Oh wow.
That's crazy, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I had never heard of this. I guess everyone needs a graphic novel now. That's
You
kinda
can get
cool.
them signed. You could have got them signed. Are they signed by Elon Musk? How
I would
dope would
assume
that be?
that would be pretty dope, but I'm assuming it's the writer, whoever the writer is, or artist.
Signed by Elon Musk.
Oh wow,
Look at that.
that's pretty dope then.
Wow. There's actually a website all sold out. Yeah, that's what we were on. That's crazy. Here he is signing it. He's a cool motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
Just for, I don't care about the politics shit, just for the space shit. Because you guys got to realize something. That's where I come from. I spent 15 years in space and defense, and I fucking loved every minute of it until the very end. And we would always talk about SpaceX because SpaceX came as I was like 10 years in, and a lot of our guys would go to SpaceX and go work at SpaceX. So we would always be talking to him and hearing about all this craziness. And to have this one guy just be like, fuck it, I'm gonna do this. You know, he's like we talk about him being like the real Iron Man. He straight up is. It's fucking crazy. I don't know whatever happened to that boring shit in California. Did he just quit doing that? Did he just go down there and honeypot some or honey hole some freaking part of the earth and just leave it? You know what I'm talking
Probably.
about? You know what I mean? The fucking boring shit. Anyways, I thought that was a really cool book. Shout out to fucking Rad for posting it. He always posts crazy shit that he's picking up at the freaking swap meet. Here's the other thing that I want to show you guys. Remember us talking about this book? This Max the Robot book? Do you remember that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So they did this huge freaking statue in Brooklyn of Max the Robot.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, Nick at Key Collector reported on this. 18-foot metal sculpture of 80s comic book character wrapping Max the Robot. I would love to find one of those books, man. I wonder if there's any on eBay right now. Rapid Max robot. Probably like reprints or something. Ooh, look at that. $4,000, dude.
Oh wow.
$5,000 for 9.4. A signed one, 8.5. 30th anniversary hand signed for $3,000. That's a fucking.
What's undersold?
See, dude, if there's any sold recently for cheap, I'm gonna be so pissed. Here's the second prints, right? Pop Shop.
Mhm.
That's the Pop Shop. Okay. Here's the first print in August. We talked about this. That was the one that we talked when we talked about it, I think.
Mm.
1,600, 1,500, or probably in between 1,000 and 1,500. There's a shirt.
I mean, with a statue like that, I imagine one will likely sell sooner now, right?
Shout
Or
out to
more will
Lord
be listed
Tatman.
if they exist out there.
I don't know, man. I think that's such a rare book already. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
but that's already in its own like stratosphere.
yeah, probably. Shout out
It's probably going to
to
be easier to justify that 5,000 price
yeah,
tag on a graded.
fuck yeah. Shout out to Lord Tatman. I'm gonna replay that for everybody. There you go. Drops the $5 super chat. Says, hey, what's going on? Good to see you, brother. All right, let's continue. Let's get into the new comic day because we got 2 books to review during new comic day. There was a lot of stuff. Shout out to Cover Price for putting out a great website that I can go through all these great books. Did you see this John Jang Spider-Man I'm about to show?
No, I don't think I have.
Look at that. That thing's badass.
The one with Doom? That's John
Yeah.
Jay?
Yep.
I like how his colors evolved. You know, where instead of being so abstract, like it's still within his realm of his style of drawing, but the color in this is a little bit more tamed.
Yeah, brother. That looks good. Good.
Yeah.
Good shit. He's put out a couple comics recently that have made me kind of double take, you know, and be like, oh wow.
Oh, nicest dude too. So if you ever get a chance to meet him at a con, like stop by his booth and say what's up. Or if you've already met him before, like say what's up again because like he remembers you. I'm not gonna say that he remembers everyone, but he remembers a lot of people.
Yeah, he's a good dude. Let me go back here and put this in live chat. Remember, you guys, live chat. Throw it in live chat. All right. You've got the Disney covers continuing for all you Disney cult members. Simone Bianchi, 1 in 25 for Amazing Spider-Man, number 61 with Doom. You got a Scotty Young on that one too.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I like this Linnell Francis Yu. It's a great looking cover. I know Hood was big on that when we talked about it in solicitations.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a good
Oh.
book.
Oh, never mind. I'm thinking of something else.
Here's the Deadpool. Ellie. Is that her name? Ellie?
That sounds right.
Ellie Pool. You got a Jarek Chu 1 in 100, which is not as good as the Torrin Clark. I don't think so, but a lot of people like it.
Which one?
I like the Torrin Clark better than the Derek Chu.
I don't disagree with that statement from just because of what Derek Chu was throwing down all year. Like it's only like okay. cover for him.
I don't like the fact that they're doubling down on doing the Virgin 1 in 100s.
Yeah, I still don't like that with Marvel. That to me that just seems lazy.
The smartest thing that Marvel, not the smartest things. One of the smart things that they can do right now is choose better ratio variants. Be better about the ratio variants. Make them really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like if I'm ever gonna justify paying a higher price tag on a incentive variant, it's got to be better than a store exclusive, right? That if it's not to at least that caliber of art, then why is it an incentive? And why would I spend more money when I could get someone's store exclusive for less money and enjoy the art a little bit more? So if it's not like at least at that caliber of art, like why how can you justify spending that much more money other
Yeah.
than the rarity?
Yep. That's what I think. That I agree. In order to justify it, make it just be like this, and it becomes collectible at that point. The A cover doesn't have to have the best cover on it. As long as the story is good, it doesn't matter what cover's on the A cover. You know?
Yeah, just because, and then also because it's the A cover, people will buy it anyways. It
Yeah.
could literally be a blank cover, and people would still buy it and say like, "This is the worth the most because it's cover A, issue whatever."
Yeah. Yeah. All right, moving on. We've got the NYX stuff. You got the Sway. They're doing the same thing. You can get the trade or the 1 in 50 without the trade. I'll take the trade every day.
Unless the trade is super distracting.
This Lozano Psylocke.
Mhm.
This is not too shabby. I like this artist a lot. This is the artist that did that Black Cat book.
Oh, I sat in on this Marvel panel during San Diego. So
When they talked about this?
they were, well, yeah, when they were talking about Psylocke, they're pretty excited about this run.
Yeah,
So,
issue 1.
yeah, so I mean, but not only besides that, uh, it seems like they have a lot of support from even like CB Cebulski was there. He's excited about it. They spent a good amount of time talking about this book.
So, same thing with this one. Art Germ with the trade dress or Art Germ without it as the 1 in 100. Fail. At least the 1 in 50 is different, it looks like. Nope, 1 in 50 is not different. The 1 in 50 is a regular trade dress too, or the 1 in 50. Double fail, Marvel. Holy cow.
Oh, wow.
What a waste. And there's a ton of retailer exclusives to it too. The only one that's good now to me is the pink foil. I'd love to see what it looks like.
Yeah.
Maybe the Asmund Putri 1 in 25. Maybe that's the only one to me that's worth collecting. Probably.
Yeah, but then with so many store exclusives too, a 1 in 25 is like
Exactly. Yeah.
it's like it becomes like about as common as a 1 in 10 at that point, or even less, I would assume.
Yeah. Yeah. Which one? The Lyrics Lee you wanted to see? This one right here. Actually, damn it. I didn't want to do that. Let's take a look. That's good.
Yeah.
It's good. It's not bad. Comic Kingdom and Comic Book Quest. So there you go. All right, back to the rest of this stuff. The Ewoks stuff. I like the John Tyler Christopher's. That's about it. I stay away from everything Star Wars until somebody tells me. Maybe that Jedi book, when that Jedi book comes out, I'll check that out. Momoko, got a Derek Chu for that. For the Ultimate X-Men Momoko stuff. You got a design variant, Rayon Gonzalez for Ultimate X-Men which is pretty good if you're a Rian Gonzalez fan. Is it Ryan or Rian?
Was a she, so I assume it's Rion.
Okay, Rian.
I'm guessing. I would assume so if it's female, right?
I have 2 friends that name their daughters Ryan. So
Oh,
who knows?
I don't know.
Chat, let us know if you know. If a show host asked me that, I would totally put in the one that's not it. You know what I mean? I'd be like that asshole that'd be like, yeah, it's Ryan when it's Rian. Don't do that to me. This is one of the few thing books that I think is decent because I like the little devils, the little babies. Like if
Yeah.
Nightcrawler was just regular Nightcrawler and those little babies were all jumping around him, I think that would be great. But the rest
I
of it
don't know
freaks
why
me
this
out.
was picked as a theme month. Like, I mean, like it's hard enough to have a good thing cover already,
Yeah.
and then to match it up with another character, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Venom. You got the Venom 39 foreshadowing cover. So is it gonna be Luke Cage? It's gotta be Luke Cage, right? That's fucking Luke Cage.
Is he getting ready to jump on a horse?
Yeah, maybe. Jesus. That's gotta
Well,
be.
but we know he didn't skip leg day, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't
But it
skip
looks like
any
it
fucking
didn't
day.
match his arm, but didn't match his arm day.
There's another Putri for Uncanny X-Men. I gotta catch up on my Uncanny X-Men and my X-Men stuff. That Vecchio Venom War Deadpool is pretty cool. Red band stuff, 1 in 10 design variant for Werewolf by Night, which is actually kind of interesting. All right, here we go, you guys. G.I. Joe. So you've got the wraparound cover, right? And then you've got a bunch of variants, of course, even more variants. I really like this one, this Ben Harvey. I like the Brett Booth a lot. I like the Pouliot, Cedric Pouliot a lot. I like the Panosian. Let's look at that Panosian, not skewed. He did a wraparound, huh?
I don't know. After reading it, I might have to spend a bunch of money on buying stuff.
Look at that cover. That cover is fucking awesome.
Oh, that is sick. All right, let me text Nate real quick. Hey, Nate,
Yeah.
which GI Joe variants do you have left?
Yeah. So this is Clobbering Comics. The Finch and Danny Mickey one is good. There's a 1 in 500 for that, which is pretty crazy. The David Mack is. Let me take a look. I've been clowning David Mack recently. I just haven't. I don't like. I'm getting tired of his.
I thought I've seen this cover before though.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the art style and all that, but I mean,
It's David
I don't
Mack.
know.
The Nakayama
Yeah.
1 in 10's decent. I really like the foil design of his tank. Ivan Tao is okay. I like anything with the cover girl on it and Chameleon. I like all the Chameleon books. Here's the Benitez one that Leg and Wanted and Clutch have.
Is that Prison?
Yeah.
The color splash ones at the
Prison. Yeah, there's a Prison Chameleon. There's 3 of those. There's the Benitez Chameleon. There's the Lyrics Lee Chameleon. They're all good. There's the Zerdy. That one's good too. Yeah, all the Chameleon ones are good.
Which one was that Cobra? Yeah.
This one I really like, but there's something that throws it off, and it's the fact that Duke is in. The Duke part looks stupid. It should have just been fire in his reflection of fire, you know? Duke shouldn't be in there. I think it makes it
Yeah.
look stupid.
I was gonna say the art's really good too of Cobra.
Yeah.
Or even if they distorted Duke in there, right? That it was like I don't know. They could have done something like a shadow or something like that.
Just
Of a
don't
person.
do it. Just
I-
do fire in
Just
his
fire,
reflection.
yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Damn, that would have been a good cover because everything else looks so good.
So you're gonna buy it and then get someone to remark fire onto it?
Yeah, why not? Or
Yeah.
just Photoshop it.
Yeah. Oh, what are you talking about? You're not gonna create your own acetate cover?
Jesus.
Duke is there. Duke's not.
Yeah. Camera 1, camera 2.
Yeah, there we go.
This one's pretty good. The Jamie Sullivan with the battle android and the twins.
No.
I am not a fan of the Martin Simmons one. I'm just not. I don't know why. I don't like it.
I like how they made it different. Like you can see more
for
of
the
skull.
trade. Yeah.
Yeah, I do like that aspect of it. I mean, it's just hands though.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
Exactly. John
Yeah.
Boy is good because it's foil. Foil.
I mean, but also Simmons, if he's able to do like crazy stuff with the background, that's usually like where he ties in covers, right?
So's Micah one is not too shabby.
Yeah.
I don't like split things like this. They have to like somewhat go together. And
Oh, yeah, we were talking about this in a group chat, and I was saying, 9 times out of 10, like, anytime they mash up 2 characters together to make one face or cover, it never works out.
yeah.
Like, I can think of very rare instances where it somewhat paid off to do that, but it doesn't happen very often.
There's the full wraparound. This new character is going to be cool. So first appearance of this new character in here, which is dope.
Oh, from Mars.
This guy right here. Is he from Mars Industries? Well,
I
we're
think
going to
he's
get
from the
into
Mars
that.
Industries. Yeah.
We're going to get into that because, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to spoil that issue. So let's get into it. G.I. Joe, if you remember, if you read all the Duke stuff, at the end of Duke convinces Baroness to work with him and to help him get out and all that shit, and they become friends. And so it's kind of showing all this stuff about everything that kind of happened in that battle and stuff. And it's him talking to Commander Hawk about Duke running the team. And then it shows the team and they're jumping out of a plane and they're doing all this cool shit. And all of a sudden Baroness's jetpack breaks down and she's like, what the hell, this shoddy freaking. And it's funny because they're making this joke because everybody knows about the joke about complaining about U.S. military shit breaking down, especially veterans. I'm sure if there's any veterans in the chat, there's always that joke about the shit that we give you guys is always breaking down and you got to steal parts off of Humvees, to fortify, your shit. I had a buddy come back from Middle East in the early 2010s and he said that he's like, he told me, he goes, all I did was just go to the area where I could see if there was any extra kit that I could find or put onto the truck or, put extra armor onto the truck and, try and finagle something. And he was a really good mechanic. So he would do all that shit. And they play that joke in here. You know what I mean? Oh, are you kidding me? This freaking U.S. jetpack is blowing up. You shoddy equipment. Duke saves her right before they're about to hit the ground. Of course, she gets all butthurt. Colonel Hawk is talking to Duke, and they kind of basically are saying that his team isn't trained well enough. And as in this, you see it's the first time you see Duke where he's like clean shaven. Up until this, he's had this big, huge, bushy beard, which is cool because kind of made him look like a special forces guy, like all those special forces guys. Yeah. So now he's all clean shaven and shit, and he looks like the Duke that we remember from our days, the 80s and 90s. They go to Springfield, USA. Gotta love it, man. Takes me back. And it shows the Cobra getting all their troops ready and shit. And they're able to utilize the Energon to power their bats, their battle android troopers, and to power their vehicles and to make their weapons better. And so they show Cobra Commander, and he's, fixing his arm, and he's getting ready. He's putting his helmet on, and Destro tells him, "Hey, we got this new gun that we figured out how to use with the Energon. Take a look at it." And he shoots it, and it's a laser. Right? That's fucking great. What a great throwback, callback way to explain why they have lasers and stuff.
I like that part.
Yeah.
Like a whole bunch. When I read that, I was like, yes. And I could even hear the sound effects of the laser shooting from the cartoon.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. And then, I was just reading in Cobra's voice from that too, as well. And just I was like, yes, this is
the whole time. The whole time I'm reading Cobra, the miniseries, Cobra Commander, I'm listening. It's in his voice. I don't, that's the best part about a character like that has such a great voice. Yeah. When I read Batman, I read it in Kevin Conroy's voice from the,
from Batman Adventures.
Yeah. Anyways. So now they show that new character. That new character is going into a bar. I think this is somewhere it says Abu Dhabi. And he's going into this bar, and he sees this gangster, and the gangster tells him, "Hey, I told you shouldn't be here." And then he beats up all his guards and stuff and fights them. And, very interesting artwork change. Like the artwork has kind of changed on this character to show you that something different is going on.
That's the panel right there in the middle where he mentions Mars Industries.
Yeah, he said, good, don't sell to Mars Industries.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because this guy was going to sell stuff to Mars Industries. And so this new G.I. Joe guy is telling him, don't sell to Mars Industries.
Oh, okay. I think I was just I was smoking and
I'm with you, brother. I'm with you, brother.
Yes. So I just kind of skimmed through certain parts.
And he gets a little thing telling him, "Hey, something's going down. Come hang out." And it clicks back to Duke chilling, just sitting there. Hawk comes up to him and tells him, "Hey, what's going on?" And he kind of tells him, "Hey, these guys aren't ready," and yada yada yada. And I just wish they'd be like me. They need to think like me. All that stuff. And Hawk tells him, I don't need them to think like you. I already have one of you. I need them to think like them. That's why they're on this team. And he tells him, "Yeah, you're right." And then he tells him, "You're going on your first mission tomorrow." And so they send him on a mission to basically go guard that. If you guys are reading, I hope you guys are reading Transformers. In the end of the first run of Transformers, was it Soundwave goes and crashes that thing in the Arctic, I believe, and they say you see both Mars Industries and the G.I. Joe are planning a mission to go get it because it could give them more. They're trying to get as much of the Transformer tech as they can, obviously, and so the G.I. Joes go and they get a piece, and they're supposed to be guarding it. So that's where they're all. That's their first mission, is guarding this piece of tech, right? And the Cobra guys are going to come get it. Well, it's kind of funny because in this, I thought this was a little funny part. And if there's anybody Russian out there, let me know what this says. But at some point, she calls, Baroness gets butthurt, gets pissed off, and she starts talking shit to Stalker in Russian. And in the beginning of this, they explain each character. And one of the things that they explain about Stalker is that he's really good at diffusion situations, and he knows all languages. So she's cussing everybody out in Russian, and Stalker cusses her back at her in Russian. And so I would love to see what this says, because she kind of trips out. So if there's anybody out there that's Russian, go translate that shit. And then the Cobras show up, yada, yada, yada. They have this, they got the little fucking fang, right? This is so great. This is why Transformers and G.I. Joe is so great, because it's 100% nostalgia. And it's written well.
Yeah. Right, yeah. It's a fresh take on updating something that we all grew up on, right?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, it's great, dude.
Yeah.
So you got the Fang there showing up, and it's shooting everybody, and it rips everybody up. And you got the Cobra troops coming up. And Duke gets hit, and Duke goes, well, I'm going to go and take out the Fang. You guys go do, two of you go guard the piece, and the rest of you go, set a perimeter or whatever. And so Duke jumps on the Fang, takes over the Fang, and it's kind of funny because Cobra is like, man, this guy's insane. And Destro goes,
Oh, shit.
Conrad Hauser, but I was told he died in an explosion, if you remember that from Duke. It doesn't matter. We have the upper hand. And I don't know. I thought that was cool that he took over the Fang for some reason. They get blown up. Stalker is down, and then you just see the boots of the Vipers, which is badass. There's a little 5-man Viper team, and they go in, and they've got the lasers, and the lasers are just fucking shit up. And it turns into a fight between Rock and Roll and the 5 Viper, and it's pretty cool little fight scene. And then you get this, which is crazy, right? And it says to be continued. So we don't know if Rock and Roll is done, but here's cool. New recruits from Skybound Insiders. Everybody that sent in their picture, here you go. I didn't send in my picture in time.
Let's see if Nate's in here. Your face in the comic.
Yeah, let's see if Nate's in here. Speaking about this, I got something to talk about this in a little bit.
Wouldn't he be on?
He'd probably be on the Cobra one.
Yeah, which is the next page.
Yeah, so this is Team Joe. Like, here's Team Cobra. They probably got so many that they're probably going to have to
put it across a bunch of issues.
Yeah.
The real question is, would Nate use his picture or his kid's picture?
Well, he said his kid really wanted to do it. Somebody put their cat. Tons of
is that Big Clutch's dog, Moxley?
Where? Right there?
The white dog.
Yeah, that'd be funny if it was, dude.
We gotta ask him.
Yeah.
And also, is the character Clutch in this issue, is that named after him?
Right? I don't think so, but
it kind of looks like him.
Yeah.
Oh, Smokey Collect says he's dead center. On the Joe side or on the Cobra side? Sorry, I have to ask. I also don't know what you look like either.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we're gonna have to go through that pretty hefty at some point. But anyways, yeah, it was a good episode. It was a good issue. there you guys go. Go jump on. If you enjoyed that and you didn't get a chance to, read any of them, and you enjoyed that, go check out the previous issues and jump on for the new series, because it's pretty fucking
he's on the
good.
Joe side. Center row, a few from the top.
Whoa, what the fuck just happened? Joe side, center row from the top.
Yeah. A few from the top.
So Joe side, center row, a few from the top. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Who knows?
Ronnie's asking, is McClay bait tonight?
There's a bear shit in the woods, bro.
As high as giraffe balls.
Pussy. All right. Let's get into the rest of these goodies.
Oh, the delay. It's gonna kill us.
Yeah.
Keep going. Oh, there's a picture of him on his avatar icon. I guess we could have tried to match it that way. Our bad.
Yeah. All right, let me go back to this. All right, here's the rest of the G.I. Joe ones. G.I. Joe. Oh, Geiger, the second print of 7. I love that cover. Such a cool cover. Lady Mechanica, another Joe Benitez. Issue 3 of the Sia series. Devil
I need
in the
to
Lake.
stop on my shop to pick up books. Oops.
Sam and Twitch. Transformers number 14. I haven't read it yet. I'm going to read it tonight. It was kind of cool to see the Transformers stuff in G.I. Joe, but look at this cover, man. There's 2 really good covers. There's multiple covers, good covers. But look at this. That's Derek Chew. And it just totally takes you back to those boxes they used to come in.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's
That is
such a
pretty
good
cool.
cover, man.
Yeah.
It's the 1 in 50. So I think that's going to be a hit. There's a lot of good ones, though.
Well, Smokey Collects, it's probably also not good for us to sit here and dox people.
Yeah. So remember the Soundwave one that they did? They're coming back with the Optimus Prime now. So.
Oh, that's cool. I do like that.
Yep, they're gonna be doing a series of them. That looks good.
I love the 80s vibe to it.
Fuck yeah.
As well.
Fuck yeah.
That's gonna be a cool looking set together, though.
Yeah,
I will say that.
Jonathan Wayshak. I feel like we've talked to him about something before. Or why do I know that name? That's a dope cover.
What was the name?
Jonathan Wayshak. Where did I know that from? That's a great cover. Violator. It's a Spawn book. Ben Templesmith is also doing a cover. I forgot about that. Oh, wait. Stop. Drop. All right.
Whoa.
Look at that cover. That's badass. That's dope.
I was looking to Jonathan Wayshak to see what we might know him from.
All right, here we go, you guys. Absolute Batman number 2 came out. There was a noir edition of issue number 1 came out, which looks pretty cool. Here's the Dragotta A cover. The Panosian B cover is what I want to talk about, though, because this issue, and we're going to spoil this issue too. There's the Panosian, What does it look like? Of course, it's the Frank Miller homage from Dark Knight Returns. It's really good. But
Issue 2.
this is a very important reason why it's like that. It's
Oh
because
no, wait, that's issue 3, isn't it?
what? No, this is issue 2. That was issue 2. That was the cover.
No, for the Dark Knight Returns though. Was that
Oh,
issue 3?
I can't remember. I can't remember.
That
Yeah.
that it was the caveman Batman.
Yeah. So, all right. So the
No, it's
story,
2. Never mind.
this issue, they did a really good fucking job of making this feel like Dark Knight Returns. Did you get that feeling reading it?
Yeah, like I had that feeling. I was like, oh man, this brings me back to Batman comics as Batman comics. Like
There's some major Dark Knight Returns homage moments too. And we'll get into that. So if you remember from where we left off last time, we had the Batman, Bruce Wayne got locked in that room and his dad was on the other side and they shot his dad at the zoo. And I think they were in like a crypt or something. And so in the crypt, it starts off where you see him and he's saying, "Dad, no, come on, Dad, no." And you see a bat show up and he turns around and a fuck ton of bats just come through. And it starts off like that. Look at that. That's a great splash.
Yeah.
So, and then it cuts to Batman just messing up a bunch of that gang of faces guys. The, what are they called?
Animal Kingdom
Yeah, the animal
or
party animals.
party
right?
animals. Yeah,
Is that what they're called? So it says over the last 2 weeks, the party animals attacks escalate, and they're at the Gotham Aquarium, and he's fighting a bunch of them, and it's being narrated by Alfred, and they talk about how Batman's not showing up at all their attacks, but he's showing up at their biggest ones, and it shows him, just getting messed up by all these gang members, and he's being backed to the aquarium, and they grab him and push him up against the aquarium, and Batman gets pissed, and if you remember when he gets angry, those spikes on his back, shoot up, so it knocks out all the water in the aquarium. And while this is going on, like Alfred is talking about how, he was in the military, special forces, and he says here, "My commanders always said what makes a great leader is knowing when to advance forward and when to retreat and regroup." And he goes, "Campaigns are long, one AF, one RR." And he's like saying how Batman just will not retreat. He needs to understand he needs to retreat and regroup, and which is very, very cool because you don't catch it at first, what he's getting at. And it shows him and he's getting pissed, and he breaks the glass, all the water floods the room, and he shoots his freaking cape up at the top and hangs himself at the top of this is so badass, hangs himself up at the top of the aquarium, and they're all at the bottom of the aquarium, and he drops these homemade concentrated, a chemically concentrated version of vinegar that will turn, when in the salt water, will turn into hydrochloric acid. Like, this is so dope, dude. This is like awesome. And so it shows them, all running out.
Because it doesn't sound very high tech. It sounds really homemade to it too, as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So, this is shows him doing that, and then it shows Alfred talking about him and how, the company he's working for, the outfit he's working for, wants him to find more information on that big bad, the scientist, is that what it is? But he's thinking that Batman is going to help him, lead him to him, but they don't care. His commanders don't care about Batman, and he's trying to convince them and why Batman's important. And I'm not going to tell you all the cool things. And then it talks about how Alfred follows him, and he goes to all these different places. He'll go to places underground. He'll go to these abandoned high-rise towers that he'll mess around in, and then he'll go to the prison to see his father's killer, and he goes and talks to him, but he doesn't know what he's saying. And so, because Alfred's commanders won't let him help him, he has to just sit back and watch as he's about to get ambushed, and he's supposedly all the party animals has figured out where he was in one of these abandoned high-rise buildings, and so they all go to get him, and Batman is outside of it, and he blows it up. And look at this splash page, you guys.
Oh yeah, when I saw that was dope.
Oh my gosh, it's fucking badass.
I hope this is a OA piece.
I know.
Oh yeah.
It for sure is. Dragotta does
but
traditional.
Yeah, but it's gonna be like what probably sold as the entire issue all together and not just individual pages.
Well, it'll sell for a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
It'll sell for a shit ton of money for sure. But yeah, look at that. And it says, and then he goes, this was very cool. He goes, when this is all going on, he talks about how he thinks that, it says here, in fact, his provocations have helped me form a new theory on who Sionis is and what he's part of. I think about making my case to his commanders. Instead, I removed the protections because he had protections on Batman. And he goes, soon after, the party animals find his caves in the empty high-rise as I did. I try to picture Bruce up there at the moment he finally understands, when he sees and gets the message. Retreat and regroup, Batman. R and fucking R. And then it shows the high-rise getting blown up. And Alfred goes, but that moment doesn't come. And then it hits me. Then maybe that's what he is. All he is one long advance forward. Batman AF. That's fucking badass, dude. That's badass. A great fucking, Batman as fuck.
Didn't Scott Snyder say somewhere that's what he wanted the Absolute Batman title to be, was
Batman AF? Oh, I don't know. If he said that, that's even better, bro. That would have been perfect.
I want to say I saw that somewhere. Someone in chat let me know if I'm completely making something up. But it was the situation where DC wouldn't publish that, or they wanted it to be like more marketable.
Wow. So this right here is where it becomes total Dark Knight Returns to me. You got the news anchor. Look at the panels. The panels start reminding me of Dark Knight Returns. The really small, short panels,
squares,
yeah,
like really fast action, yeah.
And so basically what it talks about is Bruce's mom is still alive, and she's friends with Jim Gordon. And you find out the reason why she's friends with Jim Gordon. And Jim recalls how he was the one that found Thomas Wayne, and he also found Bruce. And when he went and searching for Bruce, he couldn't find him. And then he went into that bat thing, and all the bats were just all over him, and just totally scared the shit out of him, just covered him in bats. And then she explains how all throughout, like after that, he didn't want to hang out with his friends or anything, and shows all his friends hanging out with him, and how, he just didn't, he was angry at the world. And then it cuts to him going and meeting those friends at a poker game. And this is really cool. You guys should go read this. It breaks
yeah, 'cause-
down.
Wait, who each character is and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I like how there's like two faces in there.
Yeah, it really breaks it
and-
down in cool ways.
Yeah, Kiltic Corgi. This is Absolute Batman issue number 2.
Absolute
That just
Batman issue number
released-
2. Yep.
Yeah, that just released today. But yeah, the introductions of each of these characters too is it doesn't seem really cheesy. It's like a nice like flowing story where it's like, I mean, even though it states like, oh, this is so and so, it's within the dialogue of like a natural conversation of how they introduce the character
Yeah.
to the reader.
Yeah, it's really good. And of course, you've got Riddler, Penguin, Two-Face, and who's the Killer Croc? Is that who that is? I think. Yeah, Killer Croc. And, you know, they all have their own little things. But what's really cool about this is you realize he's using his friends to get intel on the people. He drops a piece of the armor that he found. And the way he's talking to them, he's like leading them into getting him the information he needs, you know, so he's using each one of them to kind of like get intel.
Interrogate.
Yeah. Look at that. Doesn't that look like Dark Knight Returns?
Yeah. The panel layout. Yes.
Yeah. They kind of hint on the whole Joker thing, why the Joker, who the Joker is, and, you know, which is cool. And then they go back. This was really fucking cool. They go back to after he blew up the building. He's trying to get out away, and he goes and finds some information. Oh no, this is he found information to find out who the big bad was, the Black Mask guy, and they basically ambushed him again in another place and blew it up. And he comes out and he gets into a elevator shaft and he goes down the elevator shaft, and in there is Alfred waiting for him. And after he gets out of the elevator shaft, he goes underground into like a little hatch, and Alfred's waiting for him in there. And it looks like it's underground, like in the sewers or something. And Alfred tells him, you know, hear me out. And Bruce is like, no. And he's like, well, you got to listen to me. I think I can help you. We got to get out of here. I have a car hidden out back unless you have one. And all of a sudden it shows Bruce pushing down a pedal, and he goes, you're standing in it. And it feeds away, and you can see where the hatch was. And they fell into the Batmobile. And that's why the Batmobile looks like that.
But
That's
that's
fucking-
totally a Dark Knight throwback too, right? The
Right?
Bat tank.
Yeah. That's crazy, dude. And then it goes, it cuts back again to him as a kid, and it shows Selena coming to say hi to him. It says, get up, you're coming with me. And they're getting ready to go out for the night, and that's where it ends. So really, really fucking good.
That was a good way of how it ended too, to like build up on the next part. And then I still like how it's not so far, like you see the relationships between each of the people that makes sense still, like within this world, like even though it's, you know, the same characters meeting up but the story is slightly different. I like it.
Yeah, it's really fucking good, man. 2 issues in, 2 for 2. I'll keep counting it and until it gets like bad, like 4 issues, 5 issues in a row. I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna stick with it all until it gets bad. So
Nice.
I'm really enjoying it. I don't know about the rest of everybody out there. I really like the Panosian, the throwback to the Dark Knight, because of how much it reminded me of Dark Knight. There's a really good 1 in 25 that I like. It's kind of interesting.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So that's the 1 in 25. There's a Raphael Albuquerque, which is cool because Raphael Albuquerque was supposedly supposed to be the artist to do this. So that's kind
Oh,
of
really?
interesting. Yeah.
I didn't know
Yes.
that.
That's what they said. I read that somewhere. And then there's a Jay Lee. The Sanford Green is, when I first saw it months ago, I thought it was good, but I'm re-looking at it, and it is not good, man. He doesn't look like a big, like, tough, burly guy. He looks just like a fat guy. Looks like me
I
in a
was gonna say,
Batman suit, dude. Jesus.
I was gonna say it looks like an obese man
Yeah.
instead of a Batman, but
Jesus. Like the belt, the way the belt, that's fucking not good. And
I
that's
really
by,
hope they make a toy of this Batmobile, and then I can't wait to see
oh
the
yeah.
scale that they
Oh
make it to, because it's gonna be like the size of like the Ghostbuster house or something.
yeah. It's gonna be massive. Jim Lee, black and white, 1 in 100 for Absolute Superman #1. Is this a second printing? I don't know. It's okay. It's not that
Meh.
great. Yeah, it's not that great. 1 in 25 for Action Comics, 1 in 50 for Action Comics. None of them are good. There's a Fuimara Action Comics variant that should have been one of them. I mean, this is actually really good compared to the other two they picked. Like, that should have been the 1 in 25 or the 1 in 50. It's not hard.
Yeah.
Not hard at all. That could have been picked over those ones. Batman and Robin. You have an Ashley Wood 1 in 25. McFarlane Toys variants for it. Here's the decal for Batman Uncovered 1 in 25. I don't know what I think. It's got to grow on me. There's parts of it that I really like, and then there's other parts of it that make me think of David Mack.
So I do like the detail parts of it. I don't know about the negative space that he's using with this or whatever.
Yeah. It's weird. It looks like he took a spray paint and spray painted over it.
Right. I mean, I get that, he's coming from like the street art stuff and all that, but it looks like he did a complete painting of it, or someone else did the complete painting of it, and then someone like graffitied over it instead of
Yeah.
like all one piece. I don't know. But I'm a huge DeCall fan, so
Yeah, I don't like that. It's garbage. Sienkiewicz, Batman Dark Age. Let's take a look.
it's
Pass.
it looks like it's trying to do a homage to what is it? 227?
Yeah. Which in that
Or
was
did
homage. Yeah.
Yeah, to Detective Comics. What is that, 50?
Something low like that.
Yeah, I can't remember what issue, but yeah.
Ian Bertram is a artist I like a lot, but I don't like this one. Pass on that one.
It could be also the scaling of that. Like, it looks like it could be a little bit better proportion in person.
Barbarella, a Gargoyles. You got a Clayton Crane. You got a Perillo Red Sonja. Space Ghost. Those are crazy Bjorn Barons. That Matina is actually good. That's a good cover.
Oh, that is cool.
I just can't trust it because it's Matina.
You mean it's not bad for AIR?
Look at this Jay Lee. This Jay Lee's really good.
I was just joking. I have no idea.
That's a good one.
That is cool.
Oh, they did a homage to the Superman Breaking the Chains. Jonathan Lau.
Yeah.
Terminator 2, they do a Burning Earth icon and a virgin and a foil to that first Alex Ross. Bob Layton. Declan Shelvey. Drew Moss. That's actually pretty cool. It's all the bullet casings.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
Nakayama Virgin. Dark Horse, you have Arcbound, Rose Besh 1 in 10. Ryan Otley 1 in 25. Dan Panosian, that looks pretty good. Somebody tell me, I'm going to check this out. This is that Tom Hardy series. Tyler Kirkham. Turtles of Grayskull number 2. Titan, you have a Nakayama Heat Seeker. Huge Detective. That looks interesting. Ooh, look at that. Star Wars Insider
Oh.
glow in the dark. That's dope.
Oh, how did I miss this?
Right? I'm going to have to get one
Yeah.
of those. That's awesome. I'm going to buy
Oh,
one
it looks
of
like
those.
a card decal sticker.
Yeah. Distillery. Got a lot of really cool covers. I really like this Annie Wu 1 in 10. I love the dice being on fire, but it's freaking Distillery, so you got to put in a freaking magazine
I mean,
box.
if I'm already buying an Insider this week, I might as well
Yeah.
throw a nice Distillery cover in that pile too.
Yeah. There's that. We got more. We got more.
But wait, there's more.
Yeah. More Distillery stuff too. Boom.
Distillery looks like it's trying to get like that the artsy crowd into comics, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Or for artists to go like into that side of their brand or whatever, and instead of being like so comic-esque to do that artsy fartsy stuff, right?
Yep. Godzilla. Star Trek. There's the Jay Gonzo Calavera PI, which is on the cover of the year list, which I'll show you guys. We're getting some movement on that.
I forgot about that cover.
Rick and Morty. Yeah, it's a dope cover.
Yeah.
What do we got here? Mad Cave. Valiant. Blood Moon. Ahoy, he's got the Toxic Avenger stuff. Afterlight. Artists, Writers, and Artisans Inc. Couldn't tell you. That's interesting, though. Zombie Love. Spiro. Defiant. Scratch Comics. That Dracula is creepy. Antarctic Press. Quantum. And I think we're about done. Archie. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. That is New Comic Book Day for this week, 11/13. All right. What else do we got? We got some pickups that we need to go through before we go through. You said you have some pickups, right?
Yeah. So I see the person that inspired me to go ahead and take a gamble and buy this box. So shout out to Igor, Paralyzed on Instagram.
Ooh.
He pointed out that J. Scott Campbell was selling mystery boxes on their website, and I've talked to a couple people that have bought these mystery boxes before, and I know recently, like some of the recent ones had like a lot of, or not a lot of incentives, but it had a few incentive, like 1 in 100s to 1 in 500s or whatever. So I was like, kind of like, why not take a shot and buy a mystery box?
I'll be right back. I'm going to go real quick. I'll be right back.
All right. I did hear that J. Scott Campbell was on Whatnot selling mystery boxes. I don't know if they were the same ones or not, but I know they sold for quite a bit of money. So I will open the box live. I have no idea what's in here. As you can see, I just broke the seal, and yeah. So everything that we'll see in here will be a surprise for me as well as to you. So packaging was really nice. I got to ask Red Hood, if they have any more of that J. Scott Campbell tape, because it doesn't look like they used any of that. Ooh, but here's the top cover. It looks like it's an Amazing Spider-Man issue 1, J. Scott Campbell variant. So we will go through each of these books now. So this was the first book. Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 1, 1A, signed.
Nice.
In a nice Mylar. Oh, here we go.
Signed.
Yeah. It's another signed book as well. This is X-Men Legends number 1. Signed as well.
Not bad.
I like how he matched the yellow with the lightning and all that. Oh, I see an incentive. Here's an Amazing Spider-Man number 800.
Nice.
Hobgoblin cover. All right, here's an incentive. I don't remember the title, but I know this is like a 1 in like 200 or something like that, or 1 in 100, right?
Couldn't tell you.
The Spider-Gwen. And Igor saying they were the same ones. Oh, this is a cool one. This is from the Stan Lee Collectibles. Secret Empire. Have you seen this one before?
That's cool.
I don't think I've ever seen this cover before. But
yeah.
I mean, Stan Lee Collectibles box. It says Con Q. And here's the last book. Looks like it's a Sheena book.
Yep. So how many books did you get total?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
For how much?
It was. Does it say the price on here? I think it was like $80.
Not
90
bad.
bucks. Yeah. So, I'll probably cherry pick a few out of here and then, throw up the rest.
Yeah, that's not bad.
On some sort of platform. I'm guessing Whatnot, probably, or maybe even eBay at some point in time. So, but I'm gonna look up that. I think it's a Gwen cover. I'm pretty sure it's an incentive.
Yeah, with the butterflies, that was a cool cover.
Yeah, I'll find out.
That is dope. All right, I'm gonna run through the market report, you guys. We've got a pretty hefty market report this week. I want to start off with something very interesting. This was brought to my attention by Weed Richards on IG. He posted a IG saying, "What's going on here?" And if you guys haven't seen yet, I posted about it on my IG. There is a quote-unquote printing error, or a printing, I don't know if you call it an error. It's not a recalled book. It's just an error. A printing error on multiple copies of Monsters #1, the second print Trick or Treat cover from Mark Spears did. And they're calling it the mole variant. The mole variant. And here is why. That little spot right there on a back shoulder blade. And it's on multiple many copies. I hit up Mark Spears and I asked him. I said, you know, what's going on? Did you hear about this? And he said, I was notified of it, and it is on multiple copies. He doesn't know how many, and it's just a printer's issue, right?
Oh,
But
so this is a printing error?
yeah, so one guy put one up and it sold for $404,
That's crazy.
right?
Yeah.
So people just started putting them up like crazy, and there's a ton of them that have sold for. Let me put the mole in there. $99, $404. There's people that are selling them right now. So if I take it off sold, let's go ending soonest. $202, 107, 51 bids on this one. 150 is no bids though. $26, 6 bids, 3 days left. So these are all the mole $400 of best offer. So people are into these, and there's a bunch of them. I don't know how many. You know, one of these days we'll get the breakdown a little bit better from Mark on how many they printed of these, so we know there's got to be less than this amount, you know, because they probably only printed so many, probably what, couple hundred of these copies.
Yeah. Yeah. So shout out to Johnny from Houston. He brought it up to me and gave me a phone call. He's like, hey, have you heard about this? I was like, no, I have not. He's like, if you have any of these books, list them now. And then I didn't pick up any of these second prints, so I definitely need to check shops in my area.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's interesting that, like, you know, basically one night it's selling for like 8 to 10, $20 or whatever, and then all of a sudden it jumps up to 400 because people decided that it was a printing error, or, you know, noticed that I guess the stock art image looked different than the what they have in hand. So, I mean, something like this, right, where it's like a minor printing error, like it's one of those situations where it'll pop because, you know, people talk about it, whatever, and then all of a sudden it'll crash, right? So if you have them, flip them. If you're looking to buy one, like wait it out.
Yeah.
It's my opinion.
Yeah.
But
Well, I reached out to Mark and I said, you know, hey, can you tell us about this? And this is what he said. He goes, I was made aware of it about a week ago when some people pointed this out. Looks like some copies have a black dot on her shoulder where the ink from the printer messed up. No idea how many have it. So, look, $107.50 with 51 bids. $26, 6 bids. $24, 1 bid, 6 days to go.
any of them could be the mole variant, just
51 bids,
use a
107, 10 hours. I should probably go
just use a
ending
Sharpie.
soonest. Let me go and yeah, I did do ending soonest. Why is it not putting him in ending soonest? 21 hours is a 10-hour one. It's kind of shitty.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. And not many of them have sold yet because people just found out about them. There was only like 2 that have sold after they known about it and put it in there. So $99, $404, and then nobody knew about it. But some of them sold. Like one sold for $25, but they didn't know that it had it. You know.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until people found out on this sale right here that there was a
Or had them in the
mole
hand,
variant.
right? Like,
yeah.
yeah, because a lot of those other sales look like it was like stock images where it's like someone obviously probably pre-selling, like,
Yeah.
oh, I ordered X amount of copies.
Yeah. So there you go, Sister Kylo. I pointed out the low prices, even though there isn't any low prices because it just got found out. But it's all for you. Moving on. We have a great market report tonight. A really good one. It's all comics the whole time. Starting off
Nice.
with a raw Bone #1 first print. I meant under the sold listing. Well, then I take that back, Sister Kylo. I love you. Bone first printing. I don't even know if that's Kylo. I would love to own one of these one day. I don't think I'm ever going to own one, though, unless I find one in the wild for super cheap, because this copy is pretty tore up.
You just gotta start buying 80s collections.
Yeah.
Or 80s and 90s collections. Especially if they have obscure indie books in it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's such a rare book, dude. Such a rare book. And I would love to just get one in any condition, but anyways, the Catman Comics 27. I've never seen this book, and you know me, I love the flag books, and this one was really cool American flag book. I love when they're in wartime too. They make it even cooler. And this was an LB Cole. It's a 5.5 that sold for $1,876.
Oh wow!
So, yeah. Absolute Batman foil ash can. The ash can from San Diego Comic-Con. People are starting to get them graded now. 9/8 are starting to be sold, and here is one for $1,026.
All right, redoing next year's San Diego trip.
Yeah,
ash cans, panel books, like that's all I'm going after next year. Like
we were talking about that backstage, about how this next year when we go to San Diego, I told Yi, I go, I'm not buying any freaking exclusives. It's just not.
Oh, yeah, and I might actually take a night where I sit there and sell books, like in our Airbnb, like wherever. Like I don't really care where I set up and sell. Like I might even set up in like screw it. Like I'll set up in Nobu so I can be like, look, it's Dinesh eating sushi. There's Rob Liefeld.
Yeah, dude. I think that if you're gonna do it, you have to sell them that night. That's for sure. That's a for sure.
Like
thing.
at least that Saturday night or something like that. Maybe even like Sunday night. Like within that week, right?
Yeah.
Probably that Sunday would probably be the best time.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, because then I could ship it when I get back.
I'm not a fan of standing in line for stuff all the time nowadays that I'm older and I got that fucking sciatica that just anytime I stand for a long time, it feels like somebody's taking a hot poker right at in my thigh. It sucks. So I'm like, yeah. I'm not gonna stand in line for these things anymore. But
I can't remember how they gave out this book. Was this the panel book, or was this the one where you had to stop by the DC booth and buy something?
I can't remember. There was the panel book, and then there was the ash can, or there was this foil one and the ash can that was smaller. So that's a great question.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm not. I can't remember this, like, because I know usually DC booth they give out something that's different than the panel book, but it's the same. But you have to spend X amount of dollars there.
Yeah. Moving on. Sentry. This is a very excellent spec play in my opinion right now. If you can pick up a 9/8 of the San Diego Comic-Con Sentry #1 book for less than $200, and that Thunderbolts trailer, that last one, looked really fucking good. And I could see if that movie is good, that this book will double at it quickly. And if it's not good, it's still a cheap enough hit that you're not hating yourself for having it. It's a rare book. It's a cool book. It's got the history of, the backstory of it was just a big giant troll by Marvel and Wizard magazine, and they actually turned it into a book. It's got that whole backstory to it, and if it plays out,
Isn't this the cover too, where who was it? Jay Lee signed this under a different artist name.
yeah,
Was that this book?
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I know Richie was big on this book for a good while, like even back in the Prospect 10 days, and I want to say like even raw copies were selling for at least 100 back then.
yeah,
So like
yeah.
for him to see 9/8 at this price, like I'm 95% sure this would be a buy the dip book.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Back to where I was. What was that? Okay. We also have a very interesting thing from Probstein tonight on this one, where I find it interesting that Probstein is that one seller that can sell a card for more than, sometimes up to 2 times more than what another seller could sell a card for on eBay, just because they're that name in the card world. So, anytime you see them selling for something, you think it's going to be something that
Astronomical.
is, yes, astronomical, right? A 9/2 Hulk 181 only sold for $7,300.
I'm looking up GPA right now for a 9/2 9/2 blue label. Oh wow. So is that the 90-day average? Yeah, 90-day average is $8,090. The low for this year is 6,300, and the high is $9,900. So he's below like the 90-day average. And the last 3 sales before this probe scene one is 8,500, 8,200, 8,300, 8,100.
So this is an example, a perfect example of the keys. Even the major keys are falling. Like it's all about rarity. It's all about what's super hot, what's rare. If it's super hot, it's not gonna stay hot for a while. You got to turn and burn. If it's rare stuff will always hold, the the keys, so, or hold value. Yeah, it's a white pages too. It's a crazy.
Well, is this a situation where we've already lost the momentum from Deadpool Wolverine? Like I know it's just now streaming on Disney Plus, but did we already lose that momentum from from them making $1 billion already on that movie to where we are now?
Yeah,
Like, is that buzz already gone? I mean, it's ending on a Sunday too, as well. So, I mean, you're also fighting against like what Sunday Night Football, but at the same time, I figure Probe Scene has a big enough reach. Or are they doing that situation where, hey, I know PSA is about to start grading comics. I have all these books I still need to grade. Let me put in my dues for comics, so my name is not only out there for comic people, but it's already familiar that like was with my fan base already that's buying sports cards, that once they see that PSA label with a Hulk 181, they'll now drive it up to astronomical prices or whatever.
yeah.
That's just my thought process of
I don't
what
know,
he's trying
man.
to.
I don't know, man. There is Hartman says, wasn't there shit that was questionable with him? Yeah, he's done some questionable stuff over the years that he's been accused of, for sure. So but he's also one of the biggest card sellers on the platform. I mean, it's unreal what he
Was
sells.
what was it? Allegedly, like he was an informant for the FBI or something like that.
I don't know. Who knows? There's all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then this next one, though, to me, is such a good buy. Hip Hop Family Tree #1, the Kanye cover by Ed Piskor, signed by Ed Piskor, yellow label 9.8 for $250.
Oh wow.
Yeah. That's a book that 90% of the books that I show are books that I wouldn't want to own. And it's just because my collecting taste is different. This is a book that I want to own. I would love to own a yellow label Ed Piskor Hip Hop Family Tree #1 or the Free Comic Book Day, version of it. So that's a cool buy for $250. Rest in peace, Ed Piskor. Next, we have the Deadpool variant for Siege #3. This one's pretty cool. It is a 9.2 CBCS red label, but it's signed by Campbell and his colorist, Christina X, I believe is her name. And she signed just like she signed it on the normal signature, which is very cool. Sold for $1,500.
I'm trying to decide if that's a good price or mediocre.
Yeah.
It's a healthy price, I would say, for a 9.2.
Yeah.
Authenticated label signature.
Yeah. Rare book.
Yeah.
So, this next one, I'm bummed that I missed this, and not because it's furry stuff, but because it is the first appearance and I believe first professional work of Terry Moore. And it's the first appearance of Kachu and what's the other girl's name from Strangers in Paradise? Kachu and Francine. It's the first appearance of Kachu and Francine. Originally, they were furry characters in Genesis #2, I believe, and I believe Genesis #1 is his first pro work. So those are very, very rare books. And somebody got all 3 of the first 3 issues for $260. And you say, where are the rest of the issues? Well, the rest of the issues sold for $407. So there you go. Yeah. Yeah. I've been looking for that Genesis #2 forever.
I mean, you don't have to lie about this. Lie to us about enjoying furry
I don't
stuff.
think I could fit in one of those furry suits, yet alone fucking one. You know what I mean? So Jesus, fucking terrible. It's been a crazy night tonight.
Man, that's gonna be clipped somewhere.
I know. I love these old school Antarctic Press books too. So, you know what I mean? They're classic. And, they were onto the furry stuff way before they Zappa says, you don't need to wear one, Brian. You can be the animal you want in the dark. Oh my gosh. Terrible. All right, moving on. This is another great spec play, you guys. You could get an X-Men Annual 14 9.8 for about $150. You kidding me? That's a great spec play. And with the recent news that bolstered what's his name coming back to play Gambit in another movie is a lock. It's a fucking lock. And if you guys didn't see where Kevin Feige dropped a bunch of information at the Brazil thing, he talked about, he wants to get Deadpool and Wolverine in anything he can. And Hugh Jackman's on to play Wolverine as much as Kevin Feige wants him to play it. So that's crazy. They also talked about how obviously Gambit is a hit and they want to use him whenever they can. Marvel loves him. And they love him, specifically Channing Tatum playing him. Also the Mahershala Ali playing Blade is still a lock, but Blade probably won't happen till after they do the next phase, because they thought they were going to do a street level heroes phase, but now they're switching it and they're going with the Doom phase. They're going to do the street level stuff after Doom. So they'll probably do the Blade stuff after Doom, but Ollie is still going to play Blade. There was a couple other things that he dropped. So that was pretty cool. All right. This I love. And this is one of my all-time grails. You guys know I love the evil holiday covers, like the one where Santa's the skull and he's got Santa's the skeleton and he's got the toys beneath him, and the one where it's the jack-o'-lantern, the House is a Mystery jack-o'-lantern one. I love those ones. This is one of my all-time favorites. Panic #1, Pre-Code Horror 1954. It's the bear trap underneath the Santa in the fireplace, and the kid's just waiting for it. This book, Jay Stevens just homaged for the EC, new EC rollout. So he did a really good homage for it.
Isn't this also the doggy style cover too as well?
Close. Something is Killing the Children #3, second printing, 9/8, $658.
I sold my copy. I had a
What?
9.6 and I sold it.
For how much?
I don't remember. I'm thinking around 300 or 500, somewhere
Hopefully it
around
was
there.
500. Yeah.
Hopefully it was 500, but I know this was supposed to be on my watch list to buy, to upgrade also, right? To buy a 9.8. I don't know if I would pay 658. I think I would be closer to like $500
Yep, I agree.
for a 9.8. Yeah,
810 on that Panic. 7.0. All right, next classic innuendo cover, a 7.5 of the Rifleman #10, sold for $535.
classic.
Yep.
Yeah,
And then 2 iconic variant covers, Adventures Comics #12, the Bermejo Dark Side cover in a 9.8, sold for $355. That, whoever bought that, golf clap. Congrats. That's a score.
that seems criminally low.
Yeah. And then of course, the Campbell X-Men Psylocke variant. This is the German version of it. Sold raw for $175.
That's definitely respectable for
Yeah.
those German Panini variants.
Yeah.
I remember when you could buy like most of those for no more than $50.
Yeah.
For the really good covers. So I like to see I'm enjoying seeing how foreign comics are, the gap is closing, right?
Yeah. Well, there's
Or
some more
in-
foreign
in-
stuff coming up, man.
Yeah, or in some cases it surpasses the original.
Yeah. All right. Next, we have one of my all-time favorite variants, Silver Surfer #1, Francavilla 1/50 from 2014. I love how tiny Silver Surfer is and the vastness of space. I've always loved that about space and how immense and huge, the universe is. And it's cool to see that on a comic book cover like that with the way the trade dress is, and you can see part of a planet below, maybe whatever that is. It's a cool cover.
Yeah.
9.8 for less than $600.
It inspired all those cityscape covers.
Yeah. Yep. I would. Do you think so?
I mean, I could see it doing that. Like,
Yeah.
especially if they put the details like that there's stars in it. Like, I can't really tell from just looking at this cutout, but I'm assuming you can see white dots as
Yeah.
stars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that does help it out a lot and stuff like that. It'd be even cooler if the artist put in constellations that you could map out in that, but that's just me thinking out loud.
Shinobi #1, this is a variant of it, I guess. Sold for $230 raw. That's a beautiful cover. Old school, 2002 Dark Horse. So
That's kind of cool.
yeah. And then here's another perfect example. Rare variants sell. Red She-Hulk number 59, the 1 in 50 is a beautiful cover. A 9/8 sold for $227. And then a Red She-Hulk number 62, 9/8, 1 in 50 sold for $432. They're rare variants. Who was buying 50 She-Hulk number, and how many people were buying She-Hulk number 2 or 62 or She-Hulk number 50, maybe number 50, but you know, not many people were buying those She-Hulk books at that time.
Yeah.
So,
And there weren't store variants back then either. So,
yeah. I love that Dave Johnson. I think that's Dave Johnson. The Rocketeer homage. It's really good for number 59.
You mean Dave Stevens?
No. Dave Johnson, I think,
Was it Dave Johnson?
did a Rocketeer homage to Dave Stevens, I think.
Oh,
yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then next we have speaking of Dave Stevens, book that we don't talk about often enough, Jungle Comics number 1, the Dave Stevens, and a 9/8 sold for $910.
That's like the new gold standard for Dave Stevens books. The 9/8
Yeah.
of books that you haven't seen, like either in a while or just overall iconic books that he's done.
Yeah. Amazing Fantasy 15 and a 1/0 with Mike's autograph on it a couple times. Sold for $11,000.
Learning how to write on the comic.
Yeah. Like most of us. Tales of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 70. Sold for $259 raw.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Rare Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle book. Very rare. And then another rare book for Turner fans, the Incredible Hulk number 100 gray variant, 1 in 50, and a 9/8 signature series signed by Turner, you guys, sold for $400. That's a good buy.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I didn't even know if there's yellow label Turner books.
Yep.
But that's really cool that there are.
Yeah. There's quite a few of them. I'm telling you guys, Turner is criminally low. You can go find raw signed Turner books right now for cheap on eBay. Go check them out. Go buy a few. All right. Here's another example of the comic book market is just the secondary market on these big keys is just falling. This book was $1,000 book a few weeks ago, I believe. I feel like we were talking about this book $1,000 in the 9/8 G.I. Joe number 1, 1982 white pages, $660.
I mean, does it matter if it's newsstand or direct on this?
I don't think so, but it could. But here's the thing: a Transformers direct, $1,100 in a 9/8.
Oh, I see what you're saying. But
Yeah.
like those books back then probably have a similar print run and like
Same
even at
nostalgia
9/8
vibe.
Yeah. And then especially with the relaunch of Transformers and the Energon universe, then G.I. Joe should kind of follow suit with that.
Yep.
But it's kind of like ever since pandemic, right? Like this book has gone the opposite way. That this is one of those books that got launched up to the stratosphere, and then it's like kind of crashing now. Versus back then, a Transformers book didn't really issue number 1 didn't shoot to the stratosphere, and it's just now kind of progressively rising up in price.
I don't know, man. It blows me away that this has dropped that much.
I think it's interesting when books do something like that, right?
Yeah.
Like even though it's like the similar crowd, similar vibe, everything. Yeah.
Next we've got, speaking of Transformers, this is a 3-pack of issues 1, 2, and 3 intact. Sold for $600. Pretty cool.
Congrats, Redhead, for selling that.
Yeah. And then I love this lenticular Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle #1. I didn't get any, unfortunately. I love them. I've always loved lenticular books. A 9.9 sold for $215, basically. Like, that is a great buy to me. Congrats to whoever bought that.
That seems low, because weren't those like selling for at least $100 raw?
That's what I'm saying. A 9.9 for $215, dude.
I mean, we could be looking at a situation like 1 year, one in 1 year and out the other already.
Yep. Well, we talk about those DC Universe variants being worth so much. Well, here's an example of one of the bigger books in the DCU variants, key-wise, is not worth as much as the others because they printed so many of them. There's definitely less than of these DC Universe variants than there is of the regular, but a 9.8 of Man of Steel 18 in a DC Universe logo 5th print sold for $510. Some DC Universe variants, the rare ones, sell for that raw in fucked up condition. So,
right, and you would think that this, like a book like this, right, would be one of those notable ones.
yep.
Because I mean, like even all of our parents like know about the death of Superman from the 90s.
Yep. Next we have a piece of art we talked about last week, the Madonna AIDS giveaway original art that we talked about last week, sold for $207. Congrats to whoever bought that. And then Boys Club 1, 2, 3, and 4, first appearance of Pepe, all graded 9.6, 9.6, 9.6, and 9.8, sold for $2,250.
To the moon.
Yeah. To the moon. Yeah. And then a book that I thought was a great spec play back in the pandemic era. And it all was around these 3 characters. It would have been cooler if the 3 characters were in their costumes, but having Miles, Kamala, and Riri on a rare cover, short printed variant back then, before their movies or shows came out. I know Miles hasn't come out, but before Kamala and Riri came out, was such a great spec play. This book in a 9.8 was selling. I sold one for $1,200, and now you can get it for $150.
The person that bought it from you is like cussing under their breath right now.
No, I mean, that just goes to show you how bad the reason that a lot of people are specking on these characters is based on how well their MCU counterparts do. If they don't do well, they just die. And Star Wars spec is a perfect example of that. So,
yeah.
that's why the legacy characters are good because of their comics, not because of their MCU counterpart, are always going to be the smart play in the long run.
Well, because all those characters have that history and nostalgia even without the movies. Like, because like if the movie's total trash or whatever, then it still can fall back on the comics.
Yep. Speaking of DC Universe variants, this is interesting. I don't know if any of these are DC Universe variants, but here is a lot of 12 collector sets. And each one of these have anywhere from 2 to 4, I believe, comics inside. And some of these could be DC Universe variants. I know for the wedding ones, some of those could be DC Universe variants, I believe. You got Man of Steel Emerald Warrior. That's the set where, of course, the DC Universe variants of the 48 through 51, or is that what it is? 48 through 51 or 52 came from. So all of these, and here you guys can see front to backs. These are the issues that it come. Oh, look, yeah, they are DC Universe variants. So this one's all DC Universe variants of Final Night.
Oh,
this one
cool.
looks to be all DC Universe variants, so they are DC Universe variants. And somebody got pretty damn lucky if they are, because that one's obviously not, because that one's old. This is what the first comics that I ever bought looked like. It was this set, and it was during right when the '89 movie was about to come out, and it had a Joker issue on it from this run, the Starlin Aparo run.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So somebody bought all of these for $821. So hopefully they'll break them out, and they're all DC Universe variants, and you can grade them and make some money. Check this out, bro. Third Claw 9/8 signature series, signed by all of the Quesada, Richard Isanov, John Romita, Herb Trimp, Stan Lee. Sold for $2,750.
Jeez.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, I have a 9/6 copy that's signed by Quesada, but I mean, obviously it's not going to sell anywhere, like only to a fraction of this. So
Yeah.
but I mean, I kind of like, these kind of books, right? These kind of modern books where it has an awesome image, and then and it has a space for signatures, and you're not ruining a Hulk 181.
Yep. Next, JLA Avengers, the Absolute Edition, right? Or the slipcase edition. This was always an expensive secondary market item, but this one is really cool because it has signed on the interior and a sketch from George Perez on the back cover.
Oh, that was cool.
Yeah. Dynamic Forces sold for $761.
Oh, wow.
Next, we have a Marvel's Preview 94. They're calling this the first appearance of Miles Morales, which it isn't, because we know 92 is, right? But so I don't know how they get away with that. It's still sold for $400. It's signed by Stan Lee.
It's PGX.
Yeah, but still, it sold for $400, which is pretty damn good. So you're getting a Stan Lee signature.
I feel like that's more for the Stan Lee signature than the actual, quote unquote, first appearance of Miles.
Yeah. Who is this? Immortal Comic Shop.
What's their rating?
It says the Marvel 94 comic features the first appearance of Miles Morales, the new Spider-Man character. It is a single issue with he was on 92, right? That was the one long
Was
short.
he on the cover?
Yeah. That one right there.
Yeah.
95. So this is 94. Oh, so he was in 94, but he's on the cover of 95. Was he in this? I don't know. That's a great question.
Quick, someone that has a Marvel Previews 94, let us know.
Yep. All right, this is crazy. So, remember that guy that we're like, he keeps on
Bounding books,
selling all these bounded copies, this Blizzard Comics? Well, I think all these bounded copies are file copies from Dell and EC. See, file copies. This is Shock Suspense Stories 1 through 12, high grade bound file copies sold for $3,600. Look what it says. The books contained within this volume are beautiful, bright, glossy, unread examples. They were all bound together shortly after being printed and were part of Al Feldstein's personal collection, as indicated by the label inside and the front cover of the volume. So they would come off the press, and he would take one copy of each, have them cut and bound.
That's kind of cool, actually. I like that.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Especially for file copies, that's very unique of how they, stored and saved that. So
look at that.
That's amazing.
They've just been selling these for the last at least month now. I want that book so bad. This one. That's one of my grails I still haven't gotten.
I mean, And I feel like it fits that time period too, right? To see like a bookshelf full of like hardbound books, and then if you pull it off the shelf, it's like, oh, this is actually a comic book, that my publishing company made.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
he's got them all. Look at that. Delphile copies.
All right, take the seller off the screen so no one else can see who it.
Yeah.
No, check.
So next, this is really cool. Creep Show from 1982, signed by Bernie Wrightson and Stephen King.
Oh, that is cool. You could get Stephen King's son to sign it too, as well, to get
Yeah.
that multi-generational thing.
Stephen King, Bernie Wrightson right there. Wait, what does it say? Michelle Wrightson and Bernie Wrightson. So there you go. He got them both. That's awesome.
Yep.
Sold for $455.
That seems kind of low for a Stephen King and
right.
Wrightson signed book.
Look,
Yeah.
speaking of low, look how beautiful this All Famous Police Cases 11 is. Look at how that color just pops.
Yeah.
This thing is gorgeous. I mean, it does have some issues on it, but the color on it is just, it's got a stamp on
Immaculate.
it too.
Yeah. It presents very well.
Yeah. It's sold for $838.
Did they show the inside cover page just so you can tell if they're
No, they
to
don't.
see if there's like
color
to see
color touch.
Color touch. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
That would be the only thing I would be scared of with how well that presents.
Yeah.
But if it's not color touch and all that, I have to know where those time machines are so I can borrow it to get some.
This is one of my all-time favorite covers. This is the Romita Spider-Man 201. They had Mike Zeck homage this for Marvel Classics, right? And I love this cover. And this is a distribution direct with the cross through it, which are really rare, and a 9.8. Look how good that cover looks with a pink bullseye. Early Punisher appearance, $228.98. That's a great buy to me. A classic Romita cover.
Do you think people are still learning about that, like with the slash through it, that this indicates that it's a direct version?
Early direct, yeah.
Early direct versions from like comic distribution, and because there weren't as many shops.
Yep, back then.
At that point in time,
they're very rare. They're more rare than newsstands,
right?
Of the current age, right?
Right. So, do you think it's like one of those situations where the general market's still learning about that?
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yep. The first person to tell me about this cornbread was Jesse way back in the day. I remember he freaked out when I told him I was searching for modern newsstands, and he's like, well, those aren't. Then you need to be looking for the first direct distribution ones with the cross through them, because those are even more rare. I was like, really? He's like, yeah. And he explained it all to me. That was like years ago. This right here is one of my all-time favorite books, Daredevil 16, first John Romita Spider-Man drawing. He did the cover. It's got Stan Lee story, and it's Daredevil and Spider-Man on the cover. This one's signed by John Romita, Stan Lee, and John Romita Jr. for some reason. I don't know why, but it's torn apart. It's trashed. It's a PGX 3.5 and still sold for $520. So pretty cool.
Was PGX the one that was verifying signatures for a while, and then people weren't really sure if they were actually legit or not?
Looks like it's signed by more than one person. Looks like it's an autograph right there. Stan Lee right there. John Romita Jr. right there. And John Romita right there. Who's the fourth person? It's not even mentioned.
Oh. That's above Stan Lee.
Yeah. Isn't that weird? It doesn't say. Signed by Stan Lee, John Romita Sr., and John Romita Jr.
It's someone they couldn't verify.
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mortal
That
Comic
does seem
Shop on the
weird, though.
same one there. And then finally, you guys, check this out. Thor 126. Iconic, classic Thor vs. Hercules cover. Signed on the interior by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby.
Oh my god. Oh, they got a steal
is
for it
that,
too.
dude? $600. Comes with letter of authenticity from PSA because
that's even better.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Look at that.
I mean, it's one of I know it's not common to see signed book. I mean, back then, right? It's really common to see books signed on the inside, but it's not very common to see both Kirby and Lee together.
That's just so cool. I always one of my favorite things would be to. Oh, it says Excelsior on the Daredevil one. Is that what it says? Okay, that makes sense. But man, that's awesome right there.
I forgot Stan Lee was charging extra for that signature.
Where he would write Excelsior?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. That is the market report, ladies and gentlemen, for November 13th, 2024. But we are not done yet. There is some very interesting things that I still have to tell you guys. Starting off with my boy Vinny here. Shout out to Vinny, who is, I think he said he's in Panama or something like that. Yeah, he's someplace crazy. You know what I mean?
With all that crypto, he's got to transfer one bank account money to another offshore account and then every so often you have to make an appearance.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Well, he's got a new toy he's releasing at DesignerCon in Las Vegas. It's coming up. And I want to talk about DesignerCon here for a second because this is going to be cool. A lot of amazing artists are going to be at DesignerCon. This is Vinny's new toy company. And it's badass. It's by this artist called Paper Frank. And if you guys know, Vinny's talked about him on the show before. He's a famous artist that does covers in the hip hop world. I'll show you guys who Paper Frank is. Give him a follow. He did, of course, Gift and a Curse, the Gunna album, which was biggest album of the year, I believe. And I think Vinny has the original art for all these. And here's the toy that they're releasing at DesignerCon. It's the very first toy from Vinny's toy company. And it's fucking badass, cool. Right? It's called After School, I think is the name of the toy company. After School Toys. So give them a follow on IG. I mean, look at this stuff. So
this is cool.
Yeah. Paper Frank's going to be there. I think I'm so stoked for Vinny for creating this company. It's going to be a hit. They're going to do really well. And they're picking great artists to work with. So super cool, man. Here's some more. There you go. So if you guys know what DesignerCon is like the art convention for like people that are into collectible toys, and there's so many people doing stuff. So here's a Keith Haring bear brick from Coca-Cola that's going to be there. That's going to be a big deal. I mean, there's a lot of crazy stuff being there. Hold on. Yeah. Ron English is going to be there. He's one of my favorite artists. These toys,
Yeah.
these are huge.
Oh man, is Vinny gonna get us going down the designer toy rabbit hole?
Probably. Yeah. Probably.
Yeah. Well, there goes all my money.
Here you go. Speaking of Ron English, here's the Ron English piece that's going to be available. I got some badass Ron English art that I had him sketch and sign back in San Diego back in the day. I mean, there's a lot of crazy stuff. Here you go.
Oh, I forget what those bunnies are called.
Dunnies, right?
Yeah, Dunnies. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, because during San Diego, they had the AMC Dunny where it had popcorn inside,
Yeah.
like popcorn. I mean, I know they're floating around now, like on AMC stuff, but I thought it was just funny that you could buy it months ago at San Diego.
Yeah, these are beautiful.
I don't know if you can tell if there's a difference between the San Diego one and what's being offered now, but that's more of a Vinny question because he knows more about this world than I know.
Yeah. Well, here's Ron English, by the way. I did buy something. Look at this. I bought a really cool
Did you buy the big red boots?
No. I gotta get that shirt though. That's Ron English. Let's see here. Let's see if they have it on here. I'll show you what I bought. I'm gonna try and go out there because it's not too far away from me. It's only like 6 hours. Vinny is gonna have a table there. So if anybody's in Vegas, go to DesignerCon. But all right, I gotta show you guys what I got. This is cool if I can find it. If I go here. So one of the things that you see at a lot of those types of events is garbage pail stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I got something super cool. Let's see if I can find it. Having to go through my old messages. At first, I was like, shit, I'm not going to be able to get one of these. And so I'm a big fan of an artist. It goes by Sket1. And he did this. This is pretty cool. Check this out.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. But
what size figure is that on?
This is what I got. Check this out. So it's a limited to 50 print that they did of New Wave Dave from Series 1.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So here you go. There it is. Look at that.
Oh, that's even cooler. It's in the frame with the...
It's made by Topps.
Oh, that's even better.
Yep. 18 by 24 inch print, signed and numbered by Sket1, making this a true collector's item. Available at DesignerCon in Las Vegas, November 15th through the 17th. And then you could also buy it from the people that do it, Atomic Toy Box. Atomic Toy Box is amazing, you guys. If you guys don't know who Atomic Toy Box is, go and give them a follow. They do a bunch of badass, and they're going to be at DesignerCon. They did this Robert Smith thing, Toys Don't Cry. So,
oh, that's funny.
Right?
I like that.
Yeah. It's just super cool. So that'll be at DesignerCon. They did, here we go, Killer Tomatoes. They did, this is pretty cool. They had Kwame open up a pack of Series 2 Garbage Pail Kids. I want to get Kwame on so bad. They did these Mars Attacks skateboards. There's the New Wave Dave poster. So I'm going to have that framed and I'll put it behind me. They do a lot of stuff with Kwame, which is cool. But they did some other cool Garbage Pail Kid shit that you'll remember. They did the blacklight posters. I don't like those, though. The fanboy ones.
I'm shopping on the Atomic Toy Box website right now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. They've got so much cool shit, man. These Mars Attacks blacklight posters are dope. I love this. Super high. This blacklight poster is great, but I don't like it as much as like an original design, one of the cards. They made pins. I love this. The super high. So very, very cool stuff. If you're going to be in Las Vegas, make sure you guys go stop by Vinny's booth at DesignerCon and pick up his new drop, man. After School Toys. That's, to me, it's super cool that he's doing this. So it doesn't get any better than that. Again, make sure you guys follow him on IG. Let me go ahead and drop this. I would love to see After School Toys work with Art by Fitz. I think it would be perfect. A perfect match.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Look how good that is.
Yep. Like, that's a match made in heaven right there.
Yeah.
Easily. That's like a no-brainer. Like, needs to be done yesterday.
Here's they are making them. So, there you go, you guys. Make sure you guys stop and say hello. Get your first after-school toys done by or Paper Frank toy and get it signed. Yeah, Paper Frank did a bunch of dope art. This Gunna piece, of course, that we talked about. I mean, look at all this. That's dope as hell right there.
Oh, nice.
That looks cool too. Yeah. This is the character that they're doing. Wow. All these are amazing. Vinny says he buys a lot of stuff off of him. He's a smart man.
Nice. Yep.
Especially
he's always so ahead. He's so always ahead of like all the different trends that are about to happen.
Yeah. Look at that. Look at this. I'm surprised he hasn't done any comic book work. He's getting paid way more to do this.
Yeah, next time Vinny says to buy something, I'm buying like 100 of them.
Yep. Yeah, if you're smart. If you're smart. So
yeah. If I can afford that, because I know he has expensive taste as well.
Yeah.
Somewhat.
You guys, we do have a show, another OA show coming up because that heritage auction is getting ready to end. So I'm going to try and plan an OA show around it. And we also I've been put in contact with the people who run, OAX, which is that convention for original art. I'm going to try and get them on too at some point. So
nice.
Yeah, I think that'll be super cool. I want to end it on, speaking of original art, on one last piece that I saw that was really, really awesome. Ken Golden showed this. This is if you guys remember back in the day, they used to put out these promo posters or the promo flats at record stores. This is the promo poster or flat for the Eminent Slim Shady LP. And it's got original artwork by that artist, Scam 2 Official, that did all the artwork for the early Eminem stuff. Where did it go? There it is. Look how badass that is.
Oh, that is sick.
That mushroom that's eating all the pills. I remember seeing that all over the place back in the day. Scam
Oh, because
2.
of the D12 association.
I don't know. Why would D12?
Weren't they all about like taking shrooms and pills and all that?
Well, that's what all Eminem talked about on those first 2 albums, was taking hydrocodone and Vicodin and mushrooms.
Yeah, the blue and yellow, purple.
Yeah. So
I miss a
both
good
of
old blue or old yellow.
back in my day, it wasn't anything like that. It was this is terrible. It was, and people know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. It was all of my t-shirts, my white t-shirts. You would pick up the bottom, right? And on the underside on the bottom would be yellow and teal paint. It looked like dried paint or paint marks underneath of them. And if you know, you know. That being said, this is tonight's show. Much love, everybody. I want to say thank you to every one of you that stuck with us till the end. If you guys aren't subbed up on Beyond Wednesdays yet, do me a favor. If you enjoy the shows that you watch over here, sub up. We are less than 75. We are 73 subs away from 3,000. So
83, right?
83. Sorry, 83 subs away from 3,000. So if you're not subbed up, go sub up. I'd appreciate it. We got a lot of cool things coming. We've got some interesting things that we got planned for the next year. We do have I have basically gone and figured out the cover price or the cover of the year stuff. Yep. So
adding to the collection to the box.
Yep. So we have 64 covers total. Here they are. I'm just going to run through them real quick. I found a site that will create brackets for us and that we can all vote on. The only thing that I need to know are which of these are the ones that should be like ranked in the number 1 spots. You know what I mean? Like we need to decide who goes against who. And I don't know how to do that. So if you guys have any thoughts, because like you don't want to put 2 big bangers against each other that is going to take, like, I don't want to put like the 2 best books against each other in the first round. You know what I mean? So how do we figure that out? Do I put out a poll first to give like pre-rankings but these are the 64 books for cover of the year right here.
What do you think about a randomizer? Or do you think that we'll still have a chance of 2 really good covers being pinned up against each other?
I think that I don't want to put 2 really good covers pinned up against each other. I think that would be.
I mean, but this is also the best of the best too for the year. So it's bound to odds are it's bound to happen, right?
Yeah. But I mean, so like I don't want to put this up against the Souza Micah Harley Quinn up against the Dan Panosian Wonder Woman, which I think are 2 of the top 5, right? I don't want to put those up against each other in the first round. You know? So there is a site that I figured out. We just got to figure out what that site is. I've also gone, and if you guys look, there is a link in the below for this right here. I've started putting together, like for best series so far, I've got Transformers, Rook Exodus, Beneath the Trees, Avengers Twilight, Ultimate Spider-Man. I've only got one that for best new series, so we've got to start adding to best new series. For best story, I've got Doom, and then I'm going to put cover artist of the year. I've got 5 picked, and publisher of the year, I'll pick those, and we'll vote on those. I'll make voting things for those. So you guys can find all of these in the links below. They're living lists and living documents and that you guys can input on. So, but if you guys have any ideas on how to choose who goes in what brackets and who faces off against who, and the best way to do that, let me know in the comments on the replay. Let me know. And we'll also talk about this throughout all the shows over the next month till the end of the month, and all the House of Stein stuff. And then all the month of December, we'll start the voting and the brackets for all that stuff. So lots of cool stuff. That being said, we'll see you guys next time. Peace.